For 13 years in business, the owners of Houlihan's restaurant in Mishawaka have called it quits.
WSBT's Denise Bohn joins us live outside the restaurant on North Main Street with the reason behind this decision. And Denise, you spoke with the owner today.
I did. I spoke with Jim White, who owns Houlihan's, and he tells me it was a combination of a sluggish economy and also just too much competition that forced them to close their doors. And he says it was one of the most difficult decisions he had to make because of his local family connections to the area. Workers boxed up glasses along with bottles of alcohol and other small items that used to line the shelves of Houlihan's restaurant in Mishawaka. Tuesday, regulars wanting to get the usual for lunch got the news from a note on the door. The restaurant, which opened along Main Street in 2001, was closing for good.
Very disappointing. They had great food.
Mark Sandock and his wife have enjoyed many dates there.
We only live a walking distance from here. So we come, and I'm totally surprised that they closed.
Houlihan served their last customers Sunday night, and just in the last 24 hours notified their 30-plus full and part-time employees they were shutting down. Kayla Harness's friend worked there.
She hadn't said anything. I mean, I would have thought that if she knew anything about it, she'd be like, dude, I'm losing my job.
We'll miss it.
Owner Jim White says the sluggish economy and increased competition led to the decision to close.
It's a time to pull up. You know, we have a very large restaurant, and the town is changed.
But it's a town White says is near and dear to his wife's heart, a Mishawaka native and Notre Dame fan, making the decision to leave that more painful.
She grew up here, and her dad wanted us to build one here, so we did. And it's in honor of him that we built it.
And White and his wife, Deborah Foley, actually have a house in the area. They have several relatives that live here, so they told me that it is a especially difficult decision to shut this restaurant down, but they felt this time they just have to. Now, the family owns 5 other Houlihan locations in Orlando, Florida. They also own a restaurant, Houlihan's, in downtown Chicago. They say that one's doing very well. A lot of the small items taken out of this restaurant today were shipped over to the Chicago restaurant, will be used there. But, Rick, they tell me also that some of the employees will be offered positions if they're willing to move to Chicago. They will be offering some positions in the Chicago store to some of the local employees if they're willing to move.
They'd have to relocate. Okay, Denise, you start thinking about what new restaurant may take over that building. I mean, what's going to happen to it there on Main Street?
Yeah, White told me they're leaving this building fully equipped. That means he's keeping the chairs, the tables, all the big kitchen equipment is still inside. That's going to stay put because he's hoping he can turn around and lease it very quickly. And in fact, Rick, just a few hours ago, they already put up a for sale sign. So they want to move on this fast.
They do. Okay, Denise Bohn in Mishawaka tonight. Denise, thanks.
We may not